Okay, welcome everybody back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something new to this channel. It's going to be one of my first tutorials, that is general YouTube tutorials, and I thought why not? Because as you can see from my channel, I've been doing a lot of videos, and throughout learning to make more videos, you learn more about Photoshop, you learn more about tips and different ways to make thumbnails, flashy thumbnails. So today I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to make a basic thumbnail. So let's jump straight into it. I'll be giving you guys some tips for beginners in how to make thumbnails in Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, then that could be another video. If you guys want me to, then just leave it down in the comments below. And yeah, but either way, I'm going to be using Photoshop CS6. It might be an older version than yours, so it might look different, but mainly it's going to be the same thing. First of all, first things first, a thumbnail on YouTube is 720p, so it's going to be 1280 pixels by 720p. Anything else doesn't really matter as long as you have these two as pixels, because these are the resolution and stuff like that are all for printing, which we do not want to do. And first things first, Control H removes the grids from the canvas. And second of all, as you can see in the bottom right, you see the background, there's a small lock right there, and if you double click on it, it will change to normal layer so you can edit it. And for today's video, I'm going to be using this picture as an example to edit. So I'm going to quickly go on Google Images, where I found it from, gonna right click on it and save image as. So I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to open it by using either the hotkey or the menu. And then once you open the picture, you have it right here, which will open in a different tab. And as you can see in the bottom left, if you click on this part, it will tell you it is 1400 pixels by 825. And what you could do is, first of all, as you can see, it's locked in the bottom right, so you want to double click on it to set it to be an editable layer. And now you can move it. You want to drag it all the way to the other tab, and then right here. So first of all, Z is a hotkey for zooming in and out by moving the mouse, and then V is back on the select mode. So Z is zooming in and out, and then V is back on select mode. Or you could just click on the bar right here on the sidebar. It's all for just efficiency. And as you can see, one of the first issues right now is that this picture is not cropped to fit in the 1280 pixels that we have. So an edit mode for this picture or for this layer is Control T. Once you click Control T, you can see the outline of it. What you could do, you could drag it down to fit, right? The problem is, as you can see, it's not really fixed. So the aspect ratio, I could mess it up by mistake. If you want to edit the photo while keeping the aspect ratio fixed, you want to hold Shift as you're clicking on any of these points. So I'm holding Shift right now, and then you click on any of these points and the aspect ratio is fixed, so it's locked. So basically I won't mess with the aspect ratio. And then you just double click once you're done, and here you have it. We have the picture right here in front of us. I have some example of some very popular recent Modern Warfare videos. As you can see, the thumbnails, they have flashy colors, really bold text, easy to read. They're very bright colors, so we can read it, as you can see right here. And then you see these kind of effects on the sides that you see in a lot of these thumbnails. They're really subtle, but they do add in that small bit of that small bit of detail. And yeah, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to add that real quick. So basically, you want to go to Google Images, right? What would you describe these effects? And this is how I find them. I just typed in anime effect PNG. Well, that's not PNG, but Google knows what I'm talking about. And then you can see there's multiple different examples here, but this is the one that I personally use. Obviously it's not transparent, but that is not a problem. So you want to first of all save the image, and then once you save the image, you want to open it on Photoshop. And then once you have it, same, double click to make it editable. And then now we're going to be using this tool right here, which is the magic wand tool. Is pretty helpful. Or you could just click W on the keyboard. You're going to click on the background. basically this tool automatically tries to pick out the background, and then you want to click delete on the keyboard and then Control D to deselect. And then now you just have the background with itself. What you want to do, you want to drag it. I'm going to zoom out real quick, drag it, put it right here. It seems like it's already 1280, which is pretty convenient. And then now you can see the effect right here. First of all, I do not like that each of these have different colors. So how to fix them? You want to double click on the layer to enter the layer properties. You're going to go to color overlay, which will literally just color the whole overlay. And then we can give it any color that we want. We can give it a white, we can give it a red, and then you can change in the slider. So I'm going to be giving it a strong blue. But yeah, a lot of you guys might find this color not amazing, but there's the opacity right here in the top left, in the top right, sorry. And you could see, you can set the opacity up to you. And first of all, I feel like the anime effect is really coming a lot in the middle of the screen. So what I'm going to do this trick where I'm going to make it bigger, and then I'm going to try to center it so it doesn't feel like it's really coming in to the middle of the screen too much. So I'm going to leave it like this, so which makes it even subtle. And then what I could do, I guess, you could click, there's a hotkey which is Control J, which is to clone the layer. And then once you do that, I'm going to Control T, and then I'm going to select outside so I can rotate it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually zoom it out even more. I'm going to try to center it, and then I'm going to reduce the effect. I'm going to reduce the opacity just so it can give a little bit of layer to it. Nothing too special here, just so it could give a little bit of layer, but this is just a start for now. The first things first, so in the meantime, I'm just going to quickly disable these two layers, and I'm going to focus on this picture right now. So first of all, what I want to do, I want to give you guys what I learned so far from researching about thumbnails and what people click on really. In thumbnails, there's 4 main colors that really catch the viewer's eye, which are the most clickable colors are blue, yellow, green, and orange. These are the 4 colors that I've seen, and if you go on the Modern Warfare, as you can see them all over the place. There's yellow, there's green, there's orange, there's blue, and then there's orange again, there's green, and you could see all these kind of flashy colors because these are the bright colors that really catch the eyes of the viewer or even the scroller, I guess. So either way, what I'm going to be doing first of all, before I even touch with the colors, what I want to do, I want to crop out this gun so I can edit its properties differently than the background. So let's say if I want to make the background black and white, and then leave this AK here and the hand with its colors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to use the lasso tool in the top left, as you can see, or you could just click on L on the keyboard. And what this tool basically does is, by clicking on different vectors of the picture, you can then select a whole part of the picture, and then we could just clone it out or crop it out of the picture. So I'm going to show you guys real quick after I select around this whole gun. I'm going to do a quick speed video, so I'll see you in a second. Alright, and now we're coming. Finally, it does take a lot of time sometimes, especially how detailed the object you're trying to highlight with, but it is worth it to do it because it makes really nice high quality thumbnails. But finally, once you reach the other end, you have this highlighted thing right here, and what you could do, basically you could just drag it if you want to crop it, but we're going to Control Z off of that. What I'm going to do, Control J to clone it, and then now you could see in the bottom right I have 2 layers, and this is the layer that I have. And now basically I could do anything I want to this. I can put a color overlay, but what I'm going to be doing, what I want to do first, I want to change the background of this picture. And now that I have the background selected, I'm going to go to the color overlay. There's a nice little trick that I've learned actually, which is going to the color overlay, clicking on the blend mode, going to saturation. Now, this is the part where if you either want to make it black or white, you just leave it on a black color with full opacity, or you could even change the opacity if you want, depending on the intensity of the black or white you want. And now the other end is to change the saturation to a more saturated picture. This is actually really helpful for making flashier thumbnails. It makes it way more eye-catchy, because sometimes, especially like a game like Call of Duty, it is a bit dull. The colors on Call of Duty are a bit dull, so you want to slide up the saturation just a bit more, not too obvious, not too weird. So you could see the difference right now. If I turn it on and off, you could see definitely it's way more colorier, if that's even a word. I'm gonna click OK, but as you can see right here, there are once you add a lot of saturation, it will start to mess with the darker areas, but hopefully that's not noticeable by anyone. I feel like it does look slightly better. And now once you enable the effects of the anime effects, it does look nicer. And what I want to do, I want to drag the gun effect on top of the anime effects, so we can show that I'm really focusing on the gun itself and the background. Yes, it is something intense that's happening, blah blah blah. So what I want to do right now, I'm going to double click on the gun itself. I'm going to go to drop shadow, and then I'm going to make the opacity 100, make the blend mode to normal, and change distance to 0. The size, it's really up to you guys, but I'm going to show you what I usually normally do. You want to play with this with a size. It's never really going to be perfect or the same in any object. It's really up to how you want, but I don't really, I'm going to make the shadow a little bit subtle, but you know that it's there. It's like a good balance between too obvious and not visible. So I think this shadow is actually pretty good. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to do a click on the stroke right here, and I'm going to add a really thin white stroke. And then you can change the size, and then I'm going to give it a 4 pixel stroke, and as you can see, it's looking a lot of a thumbnail so far. And there's another trick that I have for you guys, which is actually going to the layer options, going to the color overlay, and then changing the blending mode to overlay. And then now, if you put it on the white color, it will actually act as if it's lightening up the gun itself. And this is actually a really nice effect, especially once the screenshot that you have of gameplay is dull. You want to highlight whatever you want to highlight in the thumbnail. So I'm going to highlight the gun. As you can see, it looks highlighted, it's outlined, there's a shadow, so anyone passing by through this thumbnail knows that I'm trying to give attention to this gun right here. So it's looking good, it's looking like a really nice thumbnail right now. And obviously another thing that we need in a thumbnail is text. So if we go back to right here, you can see that there's a lot of these videos that have this kind of tag, which is the new or one burst, whatever they have inside these tags. And the question and the problem is, I myself, as you can see, it's right here, new, they have it all over the place there, use it OP, blah blah blah. The question is, when I tried it to go on Google, so basically you want to type in tag PNG, blah blah blah, you can see there's a lot of different examples that you can use, and sometimes you don't really find them, so you want to get used to making your own. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to try to clone this tag, the design of these tags right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly, so I make a new layer, highlight it, and then I'm going to try to make my own kind of tag style. So what I'm going to do, quickly zoom out, I'm going to make my own. So hopefully I'm going to try to make one nice. So just like that, you make sure you're on the lasso tool, and then you right click, you go to fill, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the color to white. You click OK, so it fills it, and then we have it right here. I'm going to quickly Control J, going to click on this for topmost layer, and then I'm going to change it to red. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly Control T to make it smaller. And then we'll have something like this. Obviously this seems a little bit too perfect of a match, so as you can see here, there's a little bit of changes. So I'm going to quickly Control T, and then what I'm gonna do this time, I'm not gonna click Shift or anything else. I'm gonna click Control, which gives you even more of a free user mode. Basically, you click Control, you click on one of the vertices, and then you can literally change the geometry of the whole picture. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna quickly try to change it up. So just to add a little bit of, a little bit of imperfection, if that word could be proper, if I could use that word right there. Right, so we have kind of a not bad tag, which is not the best, but it will do for now. And the second thing is I'm gonna make another layer. I'm gonna click T, or you could click on the text right there, and then we could type in whatever we want. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna quickly try to type in AK-47 and then rotate the text. And if you guys are asking where did you get this font, by the way, this font is called Burbank Big Condensed. You can just find it anywhere if you Google it basically. But a nice little website, a good website for downloading fonts is called thefont.com. It doesn't have Burbank, I did check, but it's actually really nice. So let's say if I wanna download this font right here, it's pretty simple, it's free. You just click on the download, open the zip file, and then you click on the .otf file and you click install. Simple that you wait for it, and then you click X, and you could even delete it. Actually, I'm gonna try changing the text to new, because not gonna lie, the AK-47 is looking a bit scuffed right there. I'm gonna try to change the text to new. I think it looks way better. Obviously, you can do whatever text you want. It's just for now, the tag that I have designed is actually really bad for writing AK-47 on it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a new folder. I'm gonna just call it tag, and then I'm gonna put all the 3 layers inside, so I can just click on the folder and then move it itself. And then basically we can put this whole thing wherever we want. So what I'm gonna do, I want to put it under the AK, just like that. I think it looks a little bit nicer, something like that. I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think. I'm not the best thumbnail maker, but this will do so far. And the next thing is, first of all, I'm gonna give you guys a huge tip. You always want to save in Photoshop. Just click Ctrl S or in the file save, and then save it as a PSD anywhere you want. You want to save it as a PSD or a PDF file so you can open it whenever. Plus, once you save it, you won't lose your progress so far. Right. The next thing is, what you want to do is another slight effect that I kind of like, which is like a light effect. Basically, you want to click on the B button, which is the brush tool, and then basically you can click right here, and then you go on the other side. You want to hold Shift and then click again. What it basically does, it will fill in the place in the middle, and then as you can see, it does look a little bit weird. But wait, give me a second. You want to first of all move it down in the bottom of the picture. Make sure it's centered pretty well, and then you can play with the opacity. You can change the color settings. If you want to change the color, let's say we want to put it as a blue color, I guess. Oh, just like that. It is looking nicer, I won't lie. I'm gonna play with the opacity a little bit, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna quickly clone it by Ctrl J, then go into Ctrl T, and then right click in, flip vertically, so I can flip it upside down. I'm gonna put it on top right here. But what I'm gonna do, once I do that, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna change the color overlay to make it a nice little red color, just to give it a little bit of a contrast. And then next thing to do right now, which I feel like this thumbnail is lacking, is a couple of more text, a little bit of a teaser text, if you could call it, either like a title for a small little title for the thumbnail. You could say, I don't know, Modern Warfare gameplay, or let's see, we could see right here in these examples, you could see where they either put the name of the AK, the name of the gun, or you could see that where they just put the title of the game, or just a quick little teaser for the episode, what it has to give. So what I'm going to think of doing is, first of all, I'm going to go up here, make a new layer, gonna go here and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say season 4, and then I'm gonna clone the text layer. I'm gonna change it to AK-47 buff. Now this is 100% clickbait, but I'm just these are the words that came up that I came up with in the last couple seconds. So I know it is clickbait because in season 4 it did not buff the AK, but you guys know because I just told you that this is just a test text basically. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add drop shadow to this. So I'm gonna change the drop shadow. I'm gonna give it a little bit of depth, just like that. And then I'm gonna go to the gradient overlay, which is pretty self-explanatory. What you could do, you could edit it with the already presets on here. So you click on a preset that you want, and then basically you can edit it. So I'm gonna go here in the bottom side, click the color. Let's say I wanna click on a red color. I'm gonna see how the red looks. Actually, I think yellow would actually look even nicer, so I'm gonna stick with the yellow. And then right here, I'm gonna give it a nice little white color with opacity of 100. And here, opacity of 100. And then once you edit it, you can see the scale, which is basically the blending mode of the gradient. And then once you do that, you can even click right here and then move the gradient offset itself. It's really all up to you. You're the artist, you're the one who comes up with the you can do whatever you want on your thumbnail. You can even reverse it. It doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to quickly copy the layer style, paste it on the AK-47 buff. It does look a little bit too colorful, I won't lie, but sometimes, hey, that's what gets you the clicks, you know. But I'm just giving you guys an example. This might be a little bit too exaggerated of a color, but I'm just giving you guys an example. I know it's weird, but I could even disable the gradient overlay. It's really up to you guys. Actually, I think I'm gonna disable it, you know, as long as you guys got the idea of how to make the gradient overlays once I taught you guys now, you know. And now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna do a last step here that I usually sometimes do, which is making a border of the text. So basically you make a new layer and you click on the box right here, make sure it is on the box rectangle tool mode, and then you just want to go on each corner of the canvas, highlight it, and then now obviously don't panic, don't worry about it, go in the top left, you can see the fill, make sure there's no fill. And for the stroke, you change the stroke to whatever color you want, but I'm going to change it to black. And then you want to go to this PT, which I don't really know what it stands for. Is it points? Is it pixel dots? Pixel something? I don't know. Either way, you want to use the slider however you want it to. So I'm going to make it kind of this thick. And then another trick real quick, guys, is Control A, which selects everything in the layer. And then you can see in the top here, you can see the alignment. So you want to click on the alignment so you can align it in both horizontal and vertical. And you can see there's a spot right here. What you can do is pretty simple, just drag it. Really, we're not really that you know, too into perfection, but what we could do, I'm gonna go back to this slider. I'm gonna make it a little bit even thicker. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drag down the box so it goes under the AK, and then you can play around with it really whatever you want. I'm actually gonna make it full opacity right here. Obviously what you could do, you could just play around with the text. It's really however you want it. You want to make it sure it's readable. Right, I was trying to be a little bit creative there by squeezing the text. I'm just trying to think of something really creative right now. So what I'm gonna do Control J. I'm gonna go on the lower side, lower layer of the buff. I'm gonna make sure it is the opacity of it. I wanna make it almost halfway through. I'm gonna turn off the effects of it, and then I'm gonna drag it up and drag it down, just to give that kind of effect, like it's stretched. It might be a little too much. What I could do, I guess, the last thing before I end, could just do a little simple buff right here, buff text, make it yellow, simple as that. you know, that the color changes. It could change the whole point. The color changes are simple, but sometimes it could be the difference between if a viewer clicks on it or not. And yeah, for the last part, once you have your thumbnail and you're happy with it, what you want to do is basically Control-Shift-S, or just click on the file and then save as. It's right there. And what you want to do is basically change it as a JPEG, and then you can name it whatever you want to do. You want to name it something useful. So if I'm doing something about Modern Warfare, I'm going to basically call it Modern-Warfare 8K gameplay. I don't know, anything like that. You click enter. You want to change it to either the largest file, so you have the quality to maximum as well, so you won't lose the quality. You want to make sure you want to upload and have really good thumbnails for your users to look at, because especially if they're opening on laptops or TVs, you want them to be high quality if they're scaled up. So you want to click on OK, and then it's saved, and simple as that. You can use that picture, and as you can see right here, I just opened the picture and it's looking nice. Either way guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a quick tutorial. It's the first of mine. If you guys really did enjoy, then I hope you guys let me know in the comments which tutorial you guys want me to do. Yeah, if you guys want to check out my channel, feel free to do so. I play a couple of shooter games. I do make some Call of Duty, not too much. I might get into it more. If you want to watch my Modern Warfare video, there's gonna be one in the description, or if you click in the top right. But either way, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. You can share it with your friends and family that would support the channel. You could also give it a like. You can join the Discord, link in the description. You could follow me on Twitter or Instagram, all links in the description. My name is Coolide, and I hope you have a nice and safe rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.